Hey, what's up? I'm Alex from All Time Low, and I'm here to tell you some of the stories behind my band's lyrics. Yeah, I do that a lot, actually.
Yeah.
There's a bunch. I'm a big fan of like just straight up pop music, so I put a lot of like little hints to songs that maybe people wouldn't expect me to reference in our songs sometimes. I think in the song The Beach, there's a Beyonce reference in it. I can't remember. And then in actually a new song on the new record, I dropped in the line Flicker Beat as a little ode to Lord, the good Lord. The good Lord with the E. Hope she doesn't sue me. It was a tribute, Lord. Don't be mad. It happens almost every record. You sort of hit a wall and it becomes a struggle to like write anything kind of that you feel is drawing from something new or something like that. Maybe, I don't know, most recently I'm trying to think. I guess on Future Hearts we had a couple that were pretty tough. Like we didn't get the lyrics until the very end. Oh, you know what? Actually, on Don't Panic, 2 albums ago, there was one song, Reckless and the Brave, that I wrote the verse for, the first verse, and that's all I had. And it took me forever to come up with that chorus. It just like it didn't come for a while, so I was like grinding on that for about a week. And we had like the music, and I laid in the verse and all that, but it took me a while to get to where that one was going. I just don't think I knew what the story was at first. I knew what I wanted to say, but I didn't know how to say it. Yeah, there's a few. I hesitated to say them though because some of them I like intentionally left a little bit unsaid. Return the Favor has an interesting meaning. Some people have figured it out, but I leave that one out there. I'll leave it alone. There's a song from, I guess it would have been a B-side for Don't Panic? Lights Over Tokyo, remember that song?
Yes.
Was that Don't Panic? Yeah. It was a song I wrote about sort of like love in the modern age and long distance relationships and things like that. And I had this part of the lyric was sort of about the relationship dropping pins in all the parts of the world as you travel around it. And I can't remember all of the lyric right now, but it was something like that. And I remember really liking that concept for a song. Yeah, I think Vegas is one of those songs for us from the early days. That song really specifically, that and Let It Roll actually, from both from So Wrong It's Right. I can really remember like the exact moments that I was singing about, even though it was 10 years ago. In Let It Roll, the lines about having my pillow on the floor. I was literally writing about that moment that I was writing the song. So it was the first time we'd gone out to California, and we were staying with our friend Ben, who used to play in Yellow Card. We used the studio to demo some of the songs, and it was just a very kind of like in the moment stream of consciousness song that was like literally talking about where I was then and there. So I can pinpoint the exact moment and how it felt. And there's always something I think especially for a band from the East Coast when they finally make it out west. That's always like a big moment. That felt like a cool one, like in our process of becoming what we are now. There were a couple. There's a few songs I like, kind of were like, I don't know what we were doing. I feel like Dancin is one that I don't love as a song. I just think it kind of became throwaway, which I hate to say because like I wrote it with Rivers from Weezer, and at the time Rivers was going to sing on it, and I think had he sung on it, I think it would have made like the kind of kitschiness of the song would have made a lot more sense. But without him, it kind of like didn't come together. It just didn't sound right with me doing it alone. So that's one in hindsight that I'd probably take back, unless Rivers were to do it. And then there was a song from So Wrong It's Right called Come One Come All. It's about murdering a DJ, and it's just so random. I think that was the last song we wrote for that record, and Matt Squire was like, "You need another song. You gotta have another song. We don't have enough songs." And so I like had nothing left to write about, and I threw that together in like a day, and probably not my strongest showing. But you know, knowing is half the battle. Admitting is the first step to getting better. Yeah, I mean, it definitely happens when you're writing stuff and you just come up with something and you're like, oh man, that's a really cool way of saying that. And especially because sometimes in the stream of consciousness of writing, something will just pop into your head and you're like, oh wow, like that actually really works well. But I mean, I don't know. Some of my favorite songs lyrically, I really like the song Guts, lyrically, for us, from our record Dirty Work, actually. And also, there's another song from that record, Return the Favor, that I love lyrically.